Namaste. A very happy evening to all of you from Yenri. We are going to start 13th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. That is Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Vibhag Yoga. And we are going to learn more about what Kshetra is, what Kshetrajna is, with the help of the shlokas available in this chapter. Now, may I request Shiv Shankar ji to start chanting the initial 10 slokas, please.
अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः क्षेत्रज्ञविभागयोगः। अर्जुन उवाच प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव क्षेत्रं क्षेत्रज्ञमेव च एतद्वितुतिमिच्छामि ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं च केशव। श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं शरीरं कौन्तेय क्षेत्रमित्यभिधीयते एतद्यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः। क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत। क्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्यज्ञानं मतं मम तत्क्षेत्रं यच्च यादृक्षा यद्विकारी यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च त्वत्त्वमासेन मे शृणु। ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः। महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकं च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः। इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्गातश्चेतना धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविहारमुदाहृतम्। अमानित्वमदम्भित्वम् अहिंसा क्षान्तिरार्जवम् आचार्योपासनं शौचं स्थैर्यमात्मविनिग्रहः इन्द्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम् अनहङ्कार एव च जन्म मृत्युजरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु। धन्यवादः। श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।
Thank you very much, Shiv Shankar ji, for such a nice chanting. Now, is Kumuda ji available? Kumuda ji is there, huh? No.
I don't see her, doctor. She showed so much interest to join and
okay, anyhow, not an issue, not an issue. Can anybody take over first shloka?
Namaskaram, Mayurji. I can take the first sloka.
Namaste, namaste. Please, please, Rajamji, please.
Okay, 1 second. Let me get the sloka. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm there.
Or else, if you want, I will just go through the shloka and then you can.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
In the previous Adhyaya, Krishna to Arjuna, love for God does not come naturally to the struggling souls. Devotion is not some mysterious gift that one can get. It requires consistent effort to cultivate it. If Arjuna is unable to absorb his mind in God completely, then he should strive to do all his work with devotion to God. And with constant practice, he will reach perfection. So now, Sri Bhagavanu Vacha, Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetramitya Vidiyate Etadyo Veti Tam Prahu Kshetrajna iti Tadvidaha. So Tatparya. Krishna begins explaining the topic of distinction between the body and the spirit. The soul is divine and can neither eat, see, smell, hear, taste, nor touch. It vicariously does all these works through the body, mind, intellect mechanism, which is thus termed as the field of activities. The Divine Lord said, O Arjuna, this body is termed as Kshetra, the field of activities, and the one who knows this body is called Kshetrajna, the knower of the field, by the sages who discern the truth about both. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Rajamji,
Mhm.
you took the second shloka also.
Oh, I thought it is the first one, right?
I think the first one is Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Kshetram Kshetrajnameva cha.
In
That
some
is
books,
why.
it is not there.
Anyhow, not an issue. Now we will invite Alka Ranjan ji to once again explain the second shloka. Okay.
Namaste everyone.
Namaste.
Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramithyabhidhiyate etadhyo veti tam prahu kshetragya iti tadiddah. श्री कृष्ण बोले, हे कुंती पुत्र अर्जुन, यह रूप से कहे जाने वाले शरीर को क्षेत्र कहते हैं और इस क्षेत्र को जो जानता है उसे ज्ञानी लोग क्षेत्रज्ञ कहते हैं। हम इसे इस प्रकार समझ सकते हैं, हम स्वयं को इस शरीर समझकर सांसारिक दुखों में फंसे रहते हैं। अगर हम ध्यान दें और ईश्वर के स्वरूप को पहचानें तो पाएंगे कि ईश्वर ही वह तत्व है जो प्रकृति और सारे संसार को निर्मित करने वाला यूनिवर्सल फोर्स है। श्री कृष्ण कहते हैं कि हमारे एकल अस्तित्व और संपूर्ण संसार में कोई भेद नहीं है, केवल एक ही क्षेत्र ज्ञान है। जैसा वेदों में कहा गया है, तत्त्वम असि। यहाँ उपाधि शब्द से हम समझ सकते हैं कि जैसे एक बूंद शब्द को हटा देने से सिर्फ पानी रह जाता है, इसी तरह हर तरह के लेबल या उपाधि को हटा देने से केवल एक ही इसेंस रह जाता है, जिसे यूनिवर्सल फोर्स, एनर्जी इत्यादि नाम दिए गए हैं। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, Alka ji, and welcome back after a long time. So,
Thank you, Doctor.
Here, no, the confusion is because of this shloka, first shloka, which Arjuna Uvacha is there, no? So, if you see, there is a general pattern that where Arjuna will ask a question and then Bhagavan Sri Krishna will answer. So, in that manner, in some books you will find this shloka, Arjuna Uvacha, and then in some books you will not find this. So, what some of the books have done is they have not numbered this shloka. So, some books you will find shloka but not numbered. So that is why if you find number 1, so number 1 will be same. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha idam shariram kaunteya kshetramitya bhidiyate etadhyo vetti tam prahuhu kshetrajna iti tadvidah. So here Bhagavan is answering to the question. That is what we have to assume, and accordingly we have to move forward. So here as we move forward, we will see what is Kshetra. Kshetra means material, and Kshetrajna is energy, is a consciousness, and Kshetra will be the playground, and the energy to play in the playground is Kshetrajna. That as we move on, we will go in the further details of all these things. And now, according to whatever is our list, third shloka.
Gautam ji.
नमस्कारम जी, नमस्कारम सभी को।
नमस्ते नमस्ते।
मैं जिस बुक से कर रहा हूँ उसमें थर्ड श्लोक जो था वही था।
चलो कोई बात नहीं, अभी अगला श्लोक करेंगे। क्षेत्रज्ञम चापि माम विद्धि सर्व क्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ योर्ज्ञानम यत ज्ञानम मतम मम, ये वाला करना है आपको।
ओके ठीक है। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद् भगवद गीता त्रयोदश अध्याय क्षेत्र क्षेत्र विभाग योग। श्री भगवानुवाच। तो तृतीय श्लोक, क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत, क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञय यज्ञः ज्ञानं यत् तत् ज्ञानं मतं मम। हे भारत वंशोद्भूत अर्जुन, तो सब क्षेत्रों में क्षेत्रज्ञ अर्थात जीवात्मा मुझे ही जान, और क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ को अर्थात विकार विकार सहित प्रकृति का और पुरुष का जो तत्व से जानना है वह ज्ञान है, ऐसा मेरा मत है। जैसे क्षेत्र में बोए हुए बीजों का उनके अनुरूप फल समय पर प्रकट होता है, वैसे ही इसमें बोए हुए कर्म का संस्कार रूप फल समय पर प्रकट होता है, इसलिए इसका नाम क्षेत्र क्षेत्र ऐसा कहा गया है। तो इस तरह पूर्व श्लोक में यह कहा गया है कि जड़ उपाधि क्षेत्र है और इनका अधिष्ठान चैतन्य स्वरूप आत्मा क्षेत्रज्ञ है। यहाँ सबको चकित कर देने वाला कथन यह है कि समस्त क्षेत्र में क्षेत्रज्ञ मुझे ही जानो। यदि सब क्षेत्रों में ज्ञाता एक ही है तो इसका अर्थ यह हुआ कि बहुलता और विविधता केवल जड़ उपाधियों में ही है और उनमें व्यक्त चैतन्य सर्वत्र एक ही है। इस सर्वश्रेष्ठ सर्वातीत एक सत्य को यहाँ उत्तम रूप से एक वचन के रूप में निर्देशित किया गया है। क्षेत्रज्ञ मैं हूँ, क्योंकि सभी साधकों को यह इसी रूप में अनुभव करना है कि वह मैं हूँ। हम पहले भी इंगित कर चुके हैं कि भगवान श्री कृष्ण गीता का उपदेश योग रूढ़ की स्थिति के विरले क्षणों में कर रहे हैं। वे सर्वव्यापी आत्मा स्वरूप से तादात्म्य किए हुए हैं। इस श्लोक का उनका कथन विद्युत के इस कथन के समान है कि मैं ही विश्व भर के बल्बों, जो बल्ब होता है जितना, मैं प्रकाशित हो रही ऊर्जा हूँ। इस संपूर्ण विविध नाम रूपमय सृष्टि के पीछे विद्यमान एकमेव सत्य का निर्देश करने के पश्चात भगवान अपना मत बताते हुए कहते हैं कि क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञों का विवेक जनित ज्ञान ही वास्तविक ज्ञान कहलाने योग्य है, क्योंकि यही ज्ञान हमें अपनी सांसारिक बंधनों से मुक्त कराने में समर्थ है। इस ज्ञान के अभाव में ही हम जीव भाव के समस्त दुखों को भोग रहे हैं। ज्ञान मार्ग के निष्ठावान साधकों के लिए यह क्षेत्र और क्षेत्रज्ञों का ज्ञान उपयोगी और आवश्यक होने के कारण उन्हें उसका विस्तृत अध्ययन करना होगा। जय श्री कृष्ण सर्व अर्पणमस्तु।
आज मतलब मैं देख रहा हूँ कि थोड़ा चैप्टर थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है, तो थोड़ा लोगों को कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है और slightly it is, everybody is slightly controlling their words and trying to speak, and all these things are happening. Don't worry, we will try to make it more feasible. गौतम, उसको म्यूट कर दो, आपका आवाज बैकग्राउंड में बहुत ज्यादा आवाज आ रहा है। हाँ, so here forget about all the words in this shloka. Only one word you remember is gnanam. Okay, gnanam means knowledge. And what is this knowledge? What is this true knowledge? We are all seeking true knowledge, no? Every day, in and out, whenever we have a spiritual understanding, we try to understand things spiritually. We try to understand shlokas. We think, what is the true knowledge? What is gnanam? And the gnanam is something which is going to give us the true idea of what we are, where we are, how we are, what is the true self, what is the false self, and which helps us to reduce our mistakes, which helps us to remove us from our bandhanas, that is kama, krodha, mada, moha, lobha, matsarya, and which helps us to come out of the duality and enter into the oneness of the universe. That is what is gnanam. Rest everything is time pass. Just remember this. And that is why even though Arjuna has asked, no, Kshetra Kshetrajna क्या होता है? क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ ऐसी चीज है, क्षेत्रज्ञ ऐसी चीज है जो क्षेत्र को क्षेत्रज्ञ में मिला देंगी. That is what is क्षेत्रज्ञ. Okay, that is what you remember. Apart from that, you can just enjoy the discourse of this adhyaya. Next one.
Rajrajeshwari ji.
हाँ, Raja Rajeshwari ji. It starts from Tat Kshetram Yaccha Yadruk.
Yes, doctor. Takshetram yatya yadrikya yat vikari yadaschayat sachayo yat prabhavascha tat samasena me shrunu. Listen, I will explain to you what that field is and what its nature is. I will also explain how changes take place within it, from what it was created, who the knower of the field of activities is, and what is his powers are. Dhanyawad, Doctor.
Thank you very much. Now, whenever we have to describe something, okay, so we have to describe by its definition. Okay, suppose this mobile is there. I have a mobile. So I want to know what mobile is this. Oh, this is Vivo something, Vivo V15 Pro or whatever. So that is its name. Now I should know how this mobile works. That is what button I will press, so what will work and all these things. And then I should know what material this mobile is made up of. And what are the capabilities of this mobile, what we can do with this mobile, from where this mobile came, whether it is made in India, made in China. And with this mobile, what are the things which happen, like can I call, can I have internet connection, and so on, and can I have navigation, all these things I can understand. That is the effect of this mobile. And then finally, if there are any defaults in this mobile, it means, is there anything which is wrong with this mobile before me buying it? And finally, ultimately, with this mobile, how much powerful I will become, whether I will expand my consciousness with the help of this mobile, whether I will be able to make myself better with this mobile, or whether I will be able to deteriorate myself with the help of this mobile. That is what is the understanding of Kshetra and Kshetrajna. You remember this. Take the example of mobile and remember this. Okay.
Yes, Doctor.
Next
Yes,
one.
Doctor.
Next is Vijay Kumar ji.
Yeah, namaste, sir.
Namaste,
all
Vijay
of
Kumar
you.
ji.
I am chanting Shloka 5.
Please.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Rishivir Bahuda Geetam Chandor Vividhai Pruthak Brahma Sutra Chaiva Hedu Madbhi Vinischitai. The basic translation goes like this. Sages of all time have sung the truth about the field and the wisdom of the field in many ways, in multiple ways. It has been mentioned in various Vedic hymns and specially revealed in the Brahma Sutras with sound logic and conclusive evidence. Commentary is, knowledge is appealing to the intellect when expressed with logic and clarity. It is also to be accepted as infallible. Vedic scriptures are vast treasure chest of divine knowledge and wisdom, revealed by God and many, many saints for the welfare and benefit of all humankind. Among the scriptures, Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Darshan is considered to be the last word of the topic of the soul, body, and God. Sri Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Hari Om.
Thank you very much, Vijay Kumar ji, for such a short and sweet explanation. This whatever knowledge which we are thinking, no, which we are trying to get about Kshetra and Kshetrajna, this knowledge is never, we cannot explain this in words. We have to understand this, and whatever we will get some cryptic codes of all these things. The only thing is when we start walking on these words, then we start expanding its understanding. So without walking on the words which are written in the scriptures, we can't decode Kshetra and Kshtrajna. That is what we should understand. Even if it is described everywhere, including the Brahma Sutras and Vedas and Upanishads, we need to walk on the path of these words. Okay. Thank you very much. Next one.
Next is
Walking the talk.
Ashwini ji.
Yes, walking the path of the scriptures. Yes.
Gurubhyo Namaha.
Namaste,
This
Gurubhyo
is-
Namaha.
Namaste. Chapter 13, Shloka 6th. Mahabhutanyahangkaro buddhirvyaktameva cha indriyani dashaikam cha pancha chandriya gocharaha. The field of activity is composed of 5 great elements: the ego, the intellect, the unmanifest primordial matter, the 11 senses, 5 knowledge senses, 5 working senses, and mind, and the 5 object of the senses. The 24 elements that consist the field of activities are Pancha Mahabhuta, that is earth, water, fire, air, and space. Pancha Tanmatra, sense objects like taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound. 5 working senses: voice, hands, legs, genital, and anus. 5 knowledge senses: ear, eyes, tongue, skin, and nose. Mind, intellect, ego, and Prakriti, material energy. Sri Krishna uses the word Dashaikam, that is 10 plus 1, to indicate the 11 senses. In this, he includes the mind along with the 5 knowledge senses and 5 working senses. We may wonder why the 5 sense objects have been included in the field activities when they exist outside the body. The reason is that mind contemplates upon the sense objects, and these 5 sense objects resides in the subtle form in the mind. That is why while sleeping, when we dream, we see, hear, feel, taste, smell, even though our gross sense are resting. This illustrates that the gross object and the sense also exist materially in the subtle form. Why do the devotees look after the body so carefully when it is actually combination of things perishable? Nobody pays heed to an empty package, but people perceive carefully a paper box containing precious gems or jewels. In that manner, the devotee take care of the body due to its being the temple of the Lord. They cannot afford to neglect it. All human bodies are the treasure chest containing Ishvara. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Thank you very much, everybody. I have a question today because this chapter, I know, and I am seeing the voice change with people. So this chapter has some intense information. I want to make it as interactive as possible. What is your understanding about mind and how mind plays with us? Can you just give few examples, like very simple examples? For example, your mind says something and you immediately do it. What are the things you feel? You can put it in the chat section. It will be great if you put it in the chat section, and we can discuss over it for next 1 or 2 minutes maybe. What do you think mind makes us do immediately? You can answer in one sentence, one word also. You can answer.
Sir, mind wanders like a wind.
Okay,
And
mind
we
wanders
learn to
like a wind.
control
Okay.
it. We have to learn to control it.
Okay. So mind, it's like it gives both the experiences. It gives you favorable experiences also and gives you unfavorable experiences also. It can create likes, it can create dislikes. Okay, yes,
The
it is basically mind takes you towards more
duality.
impulsive. Please keep yourselves muted. I had told that you put in the chat because it will be disturbing for others who are listening on YouTube. That is why. Otherwise, I don't have any problem in you speaking. Okay. So being impulsive without thinking of the result, that's a very good way of putting what mind is. There's another very good sentence written by Sundarji. His mind is like a monkey. Mind comes with many questions, but when we analyze it before doing it, then we are going to develop viveka. So mind basically will take you towards likes and dislikes. Mind will take you towards making a friend and making enemy out of anybody. So it's a very interesting way of seeing the mind, like where mind will take you through a roller coaster ride, in short. So what this roller coaster ride gives us, okay, that we will see in the next shloka. Who is the next person to chant the shloka? Please chant.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Shri Bhagavad Gita Trayodasha Adhyayah Kshetrajna Vibhag Yoga. Shloka number 7. Ichcha dvesha sukham dukkham sangatash chetana dhritihi etat kshetram samasena savikara mudarhitam. भगवान श्री कृष्ण, मैं थोड़ा पिछले श्लोक से लेना चाहूंगी, श्लोक 6 से। भगवान श्री कृष्ण क्षेत्र के बारे में बताते हुए कहते हैं, पहले तो पृथ्वी, जल, अग्नि, वायु तथा आकाश, ये 5 भूत हैं। फिर अहंकार, बुद्धि तथा तीनों गुण की अव्यक्त अवस्था आती है। अव्यक्त मीन्स अनमैनिफेस्टेड। इसके पश्चात 5 ज्ञानेंद्रियां हैं, नेत्र, कान, नाक, जीभ तथा त्वचा। मीन्स these are the ones by which we acquire knowledge. और उसके बाद 5 कर्म इंद्रियां, what we do work with them, वाणी, पांव, हाथ, गुदा तथा लिंग। और इन सब से ऊपर है मन, जो भीतर रहने के कारण अंतः इंद्रिय भी कहा जाता है। इस प्रकार मन समेत कुल ये 11 इंद्रियां हैं, जिनके बारे में पहले श्लोक में बात की गई थी। फिर इन इंद्रियों के 5 विषय हैं। वह कौन से हैं? गंध, स्वाद, स्पर्श, रूप तथा ध्वनि। इस तरह इन 24 तत्वों का समूह कार्य क्षेत्र कहलाता है। यदि कोई इन 24 विषयों का विश्लेषण, एनालिसिस करे, तो उसे कार्य क्षेत्र क्या है यह समझ में आ जाएगा। फिर इच्छा, द्वेष, सुख तथा दुख नामक अंतः क्रियाएं विकार हैं, जो स्थूल म्हणजे ग्रॉस देह की 5 अभिव्यक्तियां हैं। अभिव्यक्तियां मीन्स रिप्रेजेंटेशंस ऑफ 5 ग्रेट एलिमेंट्स इन द बॉडी। पंच महाभूत अहंकार की स्थूल अभिव्यक्तियां हैं, जो अहंकार की मूल अवस्था को ही प्रदर्शित करती हैं, जिसे भौतिकवादी बोध या तमस बुद्धि भी कहा जाता है। भौतिकवादी मीन्स कि मेटीरियलिस्टिकली हम उनका क्या रिजल्ट निकालते हैं। और यह और आगे प्रकृति के 3 गुणों की अप्रकट अवस्था की सूचक है। प्रकृति के अव्यक्त गुणों को प्रधान कहा जाता है। शरीर इन समस्त तत्वों का अभिव्यक्त है। मीन्स द बॉडी इज अ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ ऑल दीज फैक्टर्स व्हिच हैव बीन टोल्ड। और शरीर में, इस शरीर में 6 तरह के परिवर्तन जो है वह होते हैं। वो कौन कौन से? यह उत्पन्न होता है, यह बढ़ता है, ये टिकता है, कुछ प्रजनन करता है, संतान उत्पन्न करता है, और ये क्षीण हो जाता है, और अंत में यह समाप्त हो जाता है। अतएव ये जो क्षेत्र है ये अस्थाई भौतिक वस्तु है, लेकिन क्षेत्र का ज्ञाता, क्षेत्रज्ञ इससे भिन्न रहता है। मीन्स दिस फील्ड इज अ नॉन फील्ड, जिसको हम बोल रहे हैं, ये क्षेत्र जो है, दिस इज अ नॉन परमानेंट मेटीरियलिस्टिक थिंग। हाउएवर द क्षेत्र ज्ञाना, द नोअर ऑफ द फील्ड, इज अ प्रोपराइटर विच इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम दिस क्षेत्र। क्षेत्र और क्षेत्रज्ञ के बीच में जो डिफरेंस है वह श्री कृष्ण जो है हमें यहाँ पे बता रहे हैं। जैसे कि हमारे क्षेत्र में बोया गया कुछ भी अच्छा या भला संस्कारों के रूप में उगता है। जैसे कि किसान जो है, जो अपनी फसल काटता है, वैसे ही हम अपने संस्कार और अपने कर्म जो है वह काटते हैं। सर्वम श्री कृष्ण अर्पणमस्तु। धन्यवाद। जय श्री कृष्ण।
So thank you, Pihu. Who has written this? Somebody has written in the chat, mind is not chitta, mind is manas. Manas is different from chitta. Okay, manas, buddhi, ahankar, these are the various aspects of chitta. So chitta is a bigger aspect of our existence, in which there is manas, there is buddhi, means there is mind, there is intelligence, and then there is something called as ahankar, that is ego. When the three things they are combined, that becomes chitta. Okay, and for chitta shuddhi, we have to purify the mind, that is mano shuddhi, and then we have to purify our ego, we have to get rid of our ego, then we will be able to bring our chitta on the front. Okay, so it is not so easy. It's not just stored thoughts are not chitta, stored thoughts are memories. So chitta is consciousness. Chitta is the screen on which the play is going on. Okay, so chitta is not just a stored thought. Chitta is the screen on which everything is going on. Okay, so chitta is slightly different from what all of you are putting it. Okay, so mind is like, it is continuously fluctuating aspect of consciousness, and to make it fluctuate more, ego helps it more. And when buddhi, we are talking about intelligence, it will play tricks with the mind, and that is how the chitta will be kept behind. Chitta will be always be on the back door because of manas and because of buddhi playing with each other because of ego. That is how you imagine. These three are very notorious. They try to influence each other in a very wrong manner. One will tell chalo drugs karte hai, another one will tell chalo daru pite hai, third one will tell chalo ladkiyon ke piche jate hai. Is tarike ka, that is what is mano, buddhi and ahankar. And because of that, the truest of yourself, the purest part of your consciousness, that is chitta, will always be, it will be stuck somewhere. So that is what is chitta, manas, buddhi and ahankar. So that we will once again we have to understand that chitta is like, I hope I have given the correct explanation to people, that chitta is something like a screen on which the play of manas, buddhi and ahankar is going. If you think of a theater. Okay, so basically chitta is nothing. It is only a plain cloth without whatever play is being projected on that. That is the play which is being projected by manas, buddhi and ahankar. Okay, and when you are stopping that play, you will see the true white beautiful screen, that is chitta. Okay, and through that, when you are entering, you can enter into bigger picture, that is supreme consciousness. Okay, chalo, next one.
Next is Godamani ji.
Namaste, Doctor. In my book,
Namaste.
Indriya Teshu is the 8th shloka, sir.
No problem, amma. Neevu continue ಮಾಡಿ ಅಮ್ಮ. This one, next one is amanitvam adambhitvam
Yes.
ahimsa kshantirarjavam. That one.
I have prepared for Idriyarteshu.
Then who will do this one? Acharyopasanam shaucham stairyam atma vinigraha. Okay, so I will only do. Amanitvam means what? Mana means what? Pride. Amanitvam means lack of pride. Okay. Next one is adambhitvam. Adamba means what? Damba means I am the one. I am the one who is conducting this yoga classes. I am the one who is conducting this Bhagavad Gita classes. I know better than others. This is Damba. Okay. I am not telling for myself. I am telling an example of Damba. And that Damba is, if it is not there, then that is called as Adambhitvam. Okay. Then next one is Ahimsa. Himsa is violence. Ahimsa is non-violence. Then comes Kshama. Okay. Kshama, Shanti, Arjavam. Kshama is forgiveness. Shanti is peace. And Arjavam is simplicity. So there are many people who will be looking very simple, but they will be very crooked, and behind the back they will be doing so many different things. Simple people, they are there to truth. They enjoy the path of truth. Even if they are suffering, they will enjoy and try to reach to a better place within themselves, not just in the eyes of other people. That is simplicity. So simplicity is about internal reflection, not the external projection. Internal reflection is simplicity, Arjavam. External projection is Damba. Okay, Damba and Arjavam, they are exactly opposite of each other. Acharya Upasanam. Acharya Upasanam means worshipping and serving those who are their teachers, who are helping them to learn the path of truth, who are helping them to develop into supreme consciousness. Shaucha is purity, and Sthairya means stability. Atma Vinigraha. Atma Vinigraha means self-control, controlling from the fluctuations which are created by mind, intelligence, and the ego. That is what is Atma Vinigraha. So in short, we have learnt about this sloka. Now Godamani ji can take over. Indriyartheshu Vairagyam. Anankara evacha. Please.
Okay, namaste, doctor.
Yeah, please.
Again, I have to carry that only.
Vibhag Yoga. The Kshetra, the body, and the Kshetrajna is the soul are entirely different from each other. The Kshetra is material, mutable, transitory, and perishable, whereas the Kshetrajna, knower of Kshetra, is conscious of the same essence as knowledge, immutable, eternal, and imperishable. Hence, this chapter has been given the name of the yoga of discrimination between the Kshetra and the knower of Kshetra. I'm going to chant this shloka. Indriyarteshu vairagyam ahankara eva cha janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam. Dispassion towards the object of enjoyment of this world, and also absence of egoism, pondering again and again on the pain and evils inherent in birth, death, old age, and disease. Indriyarteshu vairagyam denotes complete absence of attachment for all the objects of enjoyment of this world, and the next in the form of sound, touch, color, taste, smell, which are relishable by the mind and the senses, and which, though ignorantly regarded as a source of delight, are really productive of sorrow. Ahankara means complete absence of identification. Anahankara means complete absence of identification with the mind, intellect, and the body, which, though other than the self, are ignorantly regarded as the self. The pangs of birth are no ordinary pangs. Helpless jiva undergoes various forms of sufferings. It suffers unbearable pain during the process of birth. The jiva has to go through these pangs in the course of repeated births in the various species of beings. Death also involves terrible suffering to the jiva. An idea of the agonies of death can be formed from the despondent looks and bodily sufferings of a dying person. The sufferings of old age too are not negligible. The organs get enfeebled, the senses lose their power, the body becomes worn out, the mind is ever tossed by longing of various kinds, and the one is reduced to a helpless condition. The hardships undergone in such state are terrible. Even so, the agonies of ailment too are extremely painful. These are the various forms of suffering inherent in birth, death, old age, and disease. Birth, death, old age, and disease are undergone by jivas as a result of their sin. Hence, they are full of evils. Constantly dwelling on this idea is what is meant by seeing evils in them. As a matter of fact, with the exception of the conscious self, there is nothing in this world which is free from these four evils. The house is built, it is compared to a house. The house is built, this constitutes its birth. A part of it is broken, this represents its diseased condition. The broken part is repaired, the evil is remedied. The house becomes old, this represents the old age. It is now past repairs, reaching the state of a dilapidation, it collapses. This represents its death. All things, great or small, go through this process. Thus, observing all objects of your world as subject to birth, death, old age, and disease, one should cultivate dispassion towards them. Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanam. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Godamani ji, for such a nice, short and sweet explanation. Now, next person also will have some confusion. That is what I am assuming. So
Yes, doctor.
Let me know.
No, same only Indrani show. I am correct only.
No, nobody is correct. Nobody is wrong. This is the situation.
What I have to do?
You can also explain your way of understanding.
Okay,
the sloka.
namaste, doctor.
Yeah. And next one, who is the next one?
Sundar
Vedantam Sundar.
Sundarji, which one you have done?
Asaktirana Bhishwanga.
Okay, sorry. Admele, who is there? After Sundarji is the last person, huh?
Yeah, yes.
So after that, another one sloka is there, no?
That is 11th one.
Okay, let us think in that manner that it is 11th one. Let us finish, no problem. Continue.
Shall I start, Doctor?
No, wait.
Indriyateshu vairagyam anahankara yevacha janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshan darshanam. The essence of this sloka is dispassion to the objects of the senses, absence of egoism, perception of evil of birth, death, old age, sickness and pain. Dispassion or absence of attachment to objects does not mean running away from the objects of the world, but detaching oneself from becoming a slave to the sensuous objects. Sri Ramana Maharshi says, "Enquire yourself, who am I?" The mind will merge only by self-enquiry. The thought, "Who am I?" will destroy all other thoughts and finally kill itself also. If the ego rises, all else will also rise. If it subsides, all else will also subside. Perception of evil in birth, death, old age, and sickness. Every physical body goes through these changes, and each stage of life encounters sorrows and troubles. Birth, death, old age, and sickness are full of miseries, and all miseries are always painful, which one should be conscious of. Reflection of the evils and miseries of birth, death, old age, sickness leads to indifference to sense pleasures, and the senses turn towards the innermost self for knowledge. Birth, death are not miseries by themselves, but they produce misery in their aftermath. Pondicherry Mother says, if one must, for some reason or other, leaves one's body and take a new one, Is it not better to make of one's death something magnificent, joyful, enthusiastic, than to make it a disgusting defeat? One must never be afraid to die. Remain young, never stop striving towards perfection. For a happy and effective life, the essentials are sincerity, humility, perseverance, and an insatiable thirst for progress. To gain knowledge of Kshetra and Kshetrajna, one has to purify the heart. Purify the heart means one has to put aside material happiness, distress, desire, and false gain. Human birth is rare, and we can use it for self realization and get free from birth and death. We cannot wait until after we complete our many duties before starting to remember Krishna. Ashariram sada santam imam brahma vidam pachit. Priye apriye na sprashat tataiva sa shubhe ashubhe. The Brahmanyani who never thinks of his body will not be affected by like, dislike, good and evil. Sarvam Krishnarpanam.
Thank you very much, Padmaji. Now next one.
Sundarji.
Om Sri Paramatmane Namaha. Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhag Yogaha. Adhyaya 13. 10वीं श्लोक. असक्तिरनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदार गृहादिषु नित्यं च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु. Asakti, non-attachment. Anabhishvanga, absence of craving. Putra, children. Dara, spouse. Griha adishu, home, etc. Nityam, constant. Cha, and Samachittatvam, even-mindedness. Ishta, the desirable. Anishta, undesirable. Upapatitishu, having obtained. ये पुत्र, स्त्री, घर और धन आदि में आसक्ति का अभाव, ममता का ना होना तथा प्रिय और अप्रिय की प्राप्ति में सदा ही चित्त का सम रहना. जब भी मनुष्य जन्म होता है तो घर होता है, विवाह होता है, स्त्री के साथ संतान होती है, घर में धन आता है और ये क्रम हर जन्म में निरंतर चलता ही रहता है. इसके बारे में सोचना क्यों होता है ऐसा बार बार लगातार हर जन्म में. जब कोई इसके बारे में सोचना शुरू करेगा तभी तो ज्ञान का द्वार खुलना शुरू होगा. अच्छा होने पर खुशी होती है, बुरा होने पर क्रोध आता है. एक जन्म में ही ऐसा हर रोज होता है. ऐसा कब तक चलता रहेगा? सैकड़ों जन्म होंगे तो भी आप इसी दुनियादारी में क्या हम ऐसा ही फंसे रहेंगे? कब अपने चित्त को सम करेंगे? इन बातों पर सोचना ही क्षेत्रज्ञ है. सर्वम श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु.
Thank you very much, Sundarji. I think today we stop here and we will resolve this confusion of numbering. Just for next time, just remember this, that whatever number you are having in your numbering system you are having, what you do is initial 1 or 2 words of your shloka, you put it in your list, okay, rather than just trying to write the number, so that we will not have any confusion. And even if confusion arises, we will adjust, not an issue. So with that, now we will move on to bhajan aspects of Bhagavad Gita, where Ashwini ji wants to chant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, now since the Shivratri is there on Tuesday,
Yeah,
I'm just singing this Shiva song.
Please.
Om Shiva Parat Para Shiva Omkara Tava Shiva Charanam Om Shiva Paratpara Shiva Omkara Shiva Tava Sharanam. He Shiva Shankara Bhavani Shankara Uma Maheshwara Tava Sharanam. He Shiva Shankara Bhavani Shankara Uma Maheshwara Tava Sharanam. He Vrishabhadvaja He Dharmadvaja Samba Shiva Sada Shiva Tava Sharanam. He Jagadishwara Pinaka Pani Vinayana Shankara Tava Sharanam. Vinayana Shankara Tava Sharanam. He Shashi Shekhara Shamba Shiva Priya Shiva Gangadhara Tava Sharanam. Trishula Pani Soma Shiva Priya Ashutosh Shiva Tava Sharanam. Om Shiva Paratpara Shiva Omkara Shiva Tava Sharanam. He Shiva Shankara Bhavani Shankara Uma Maheshwara Tava Sharanam. He Mrutyunjaya Pashupati Shankara Bhujanga Bhushana Tava Sharanam. He Avinashi Kailasavasi Parvati Pati Tava Sharanam. He Avinashi Kailasavasi Parvati Pati Tava Sharanam. Om Shiva Paratpara Shiva Omkara Shiva Tava Sharanam. He Shiva Shankara Bhavani Shankara Uma Maheshwara Tava Sharanam. Uma Maheshwara Tava Sharanam. Thank you.
Next, who is there?
Next we have Sundarji.
I am going to sing a song on Lord Ishvara. Shankara Nata Sarira Para Veda Vihara Hara Jivesvara Shankara Nada Sarira Para Veda Vihara Hara Jivesvara Shankara Pranamunivani Ganame Nidani Praname Ganamani Mauna Vichekshana Gana Vilakshana Ragame Yogamani Pranamunivani Ganame Nidani Praname Ganamani Mauna Vichekshana Gana Vilakshana Ragame Yogamani Nadopasana Chesina Vadanu Nivadanu Nenaite Nadopasana Chesina Vadanu Nivadanu Nenaite Dhikkarindrajita Himagirindra Sita Kandara Nila Kandara Kshudralirugani Rudravina Nirnidraganamidi Avadharinchara Vinitarinchara Shankara Nada Sarira Para Veda Vihara Hara Jivesvara మెరిసే మెరుపులు మురిసే పెదవుల చిరు చిరు నవ్వులు కాబోలు ఉరిమే ఉరుములు సరిసరి నటనల సిరిసిరి మువ్వలు కాబోలు మెరిసే మెరుపులు మురిసే పెదవుల చిరు చిరు నవ్వులు కాబోలు ఉరిమే ఉరుములు సరిసరి నటనల సిరిసిరి మువ్వలు కాబోలు పరవశాన శిరసు గంగా ధరకు జారిన శివగంగా పరవశాన శిరసు గంగా ధరకు జారిన శివగంగా నా గానలహరి నువ్వు మునుగంగా ఆనంద వృష్టినే తడవంగా శంకరా నాద శరీరా పరా వేద విహార హరా జీవేశ్వరా శంకరా శంకరా శంకరా. థ్యాంక్ యూ డాక్టర్.
Thank you very much, Ashwini ji and Sundar ji. Unfortunately, already means I was before this also I was on a session, so I'm sorry that we cannot continue further. Next time, Shiv Shankar ji, Pihu, everybody, you can also chant next time. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for such a beautiful explanation, discussion of Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Vibhaga Yoga. And let us meet with more enthusiasm next week, and let us discuss more about it. Let us try to know our own Kshetra and become Kshetrajna. With that understanding, adopt Namaskar Mudra, Omkar followed by Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. With your eyes closed, slowly take your both the hands back, hold your right wrist with the left palm, inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, bend from the root of the back, touch your forehead to the ground, express gratitude to Mother Earth, Almighty, your parents and Guru. Slowly inhale and come up. Slowly release your hands. With few blinks, you may open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining in. Let us meet next week. And you are all welcome to write Srimad Bhagavad Gita with Sri Puttige Mata. They have taken a sankalpa of make at least 1 crore people write 1 crore Bhagavad Gita, and we are all writing. We have got sponsorship for 108 books, and for another 108 books we are getting sponsorship. So if you have somebody in mind and if you want a notebook to write, very beautiful notebooks have come. Thank you Shiv Shankar ji for that. Thank you Omkar Printers for that. And if you want, you can contact us. We will provide you the notebook and you can write it. It is free of cost. It is sponsored. So don't worry about it. Thank you very much. Always remember that all of us have to be healthy, happy and prosperous together. None of us should suffer. All of us have to live in harmony and peace along with all other plants and animals. Thank you. Shubharatri. Shubharatri.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್. ಶುಭರಾತ್ರಿ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಹರಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಶುಭರಾತ್ರಿ.
Thank you doctor. Thank you everyone.
Okay. Sari.
Shubharatri.
Namaste. Namaste. Shubharatri.